Hey guys, Christina here at Revel Strength. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about knee pain. A lot of us have pain in our knee, especially when we squat, and a lot of times that leads us to avoid squatting workouts or any sort of strength that involves a squat completely. And a lot of times that knee pain can be attributed to actually having tight quads. The quads being tight tends to pull on the patella and causes a lot of pain in our knee. And instead of avoiding exercises that have squatting in it, what we want to try to do is stretch the quad to relieve some of that pulling on our knee. A lot of us don't tend to think about stretching as a way to alleviate that knee pain, so I wanted to talk a little bit about the stretch today so you had a better idea of the proper way to stretch when you have this problem. All right, so when you set up for this stretch, you only need two things. One, you're gonna need a wall or a couch, or, yes, a couch stretch, I know, ingenious. A wall, a couch, a chair, something hard to put your foot on. I'm using an ab mat to cushion my knee on the ground. You can use a pillow, or if the ground doesn't bother you on your knee, you can just set that knee right on the floor. When you're setting up for this stretch, your knee is gonna go on the pad, your toe is gonna go up on the couch or the wall, okay? So I like to keep this toe flat. Some people will need to put their toe against the wall in order to protect their ankle if you have any ankle pain here. It's really up to you and your comfort level. Your front foot is gonna go out in front. Now, a couple of things for this. You wanna make sure your knee is directly over your heel. What I don't want is your foot to come closer to your body and have that knee overextend, okay? Anytime your knee is over your toes, you're gonna cause undue pain here, right? So you wanna make sure that foot is out far enough to create this good 90-degree angle. Now, I like to have my hands on the inside of this foot. It gives me a little bit more balance, okay? First on this stretch, what I want you to think about is taking your hip flexor and pushing it towards the ground. This is going to be the first part of our stretch. Your toe is up on the wall, your hip flexor is pushing to the ground, and your chest is tall. We want to make sure we sit here for maybe about 30 seconds, getting a good stretch through this hip flexor. After we have our 30 seconds here, what you're going to do is push up into the foot that's against the wall. You're going to use this front foot as balance, and you're going to bring your butt closer to this back heel. Now, one of the biggest things you want to think about in this position is not having your butt pressed back. Okay, so you want to think about taking your tail and tucking it under. This is going to give you a better stretch through your quad. From here, leaning forward slightly, as much as you're capable and comfortable with this stretch to feel that stretch pull in the quad. So a couple things, tail tucked, pushing that hip forward. If this is too intense of a stretch for you, you can relieve some pressure by pulling your knee forward away from the wall. That's going to take a little stretch out of that quad, give you a little bit more relief here. But same thing applies, tuck your tail, push that knee forward, okay? Chest is nice and tall. I would sit here. You could do 30 seconds to a minute depending on how tight that quad is. As you're sitting here thinking about breathing, taking air into that muscle, it's gonna start to relax the muscle so you get a better stretch, okay? So these are a couple things to think about when you're doing couch stretch. If you do this 2 or 3 times a day, especially if you've got some really intense knee pain, hopefully you're gonna start to feel that quad release on your patella and have a little relief. So good luck and hopefully it goes well. Thanks guys.